I don't know if you had a chance to see one up close. You have not, have you?
No, not this close, no.
This car's been built now for 3 years and being sold in the European and Asian markets. So the car is built in South Korea, and then it's shipped to the United States. They've done a bunch of things with this vehicle because it originally was the Sonic. They retooled this plant, and now they make it as a Trax. You'll see in the front here, it's got a very aggressive stance, but it has that signature Chevrolet look. This particular one's an LPZ, because you had mentioned you wanted leather and possibly a little nicer equipment. This one's going to have the fog lamps. Have you got a car now with fog lamps?
Yes.
You do, so you know how handy those are. There's another 200 feet of light there that you get when you have fog lamps. And then what's really interesting is that when you look at the hood and the way it's designed, these are hydroformed hood pieces now. And I don't know if you know how they bend metal, but they bend this metal with water pressure now. And when you look at the hood, you'll look at the aerodynamics of it. Run your hand over that headlamp on the side. Feel that on the edge there? There's like this lip right there. That's not to make it look cool. What that's also there to do is move air up and over these mirrors. So we're trying to eliminate windows. Have you ever seen a vehicle in a wind tunnel with those little smoky sticks? Have you seen those on TV? That's what they have determined, that if they move this air off of this corner, it lifts up off the mirror and they don't have as much windows. Do you do anything under the hood?
As little as possible.
So, just really quick, you get 100,000 mile spark plugs, 100,000 mile antifreeze, 100,000 mile transmission. All those things are covered in your warranty, but they're also very low maintenance. You have an oil change monitor on your oil life with Dextos oil, so you have that going on. Okay? Let's take a look at the window sticker. I don't have all the latest United States crash data, but on this vehicle I took the time to look it up. And what I did was I looked up the European ratings, and I ran off some copies for this car because right now that's all the crash data we have, which is why this vehicle only has certain star rolling, like the rollovers 4, front crashes 5, because they match those same data as matched here in the U.S. But this is also an overall rated car in Europe of 5 stars. And you can have this handout for you. I also know that you had mentioned earlier you were looking at some other makes and models, and I have a product comparison here for you. So leg room, head room, shoulder room. This vehicle being all-wheel drive, you get an overall rating of 27 miles to the gallon, and your highway is 31. This has a 14-gallon gas tank. Now, what did you say you drove now?
What do I drive now?
Yeah,
I drive
a Volvo. How many?
All-wheel drive.
Yeah, all-wheel drive. So the gas tank is what, 17, 18 gallons?
It's about that.
So this vehicle is going to give darn near, with the gas mileage average, almost 400 miles to the gallon on a tank of fuel. It also has 10 airbags. So when we were talking earlier about safety, it has knee airbags, and it also has a thorax airbag system for the driver and the passenger in the front seats. And what that means is there's a curtain side airbag that opens from the top down, and it covers your body. Your thorax is from basically your earlobe down to your lower part of your body. And that has it actually has a package for that airbag system. This also has a backup camera in the back, so they come standard. Backup camera standard on all models, so you can either look at this in an LS with a backup camera, or an LT or an LTZ. This happens to be the LTZ. Even in all-wheel drive, you can get all-wheel drive in an LS in this car too. So
You get leather in any of the lower?
Leather, no, just in the LTZ. You'll notice here there's a little rubber pad for you to open that trunk. Would you mind grabbing that? You'll see it's kind of a spring-loaded affair. And there's also a rear wiper, rear defroster, and rear washer. Now there's a bunch of different ways to configure the back end of this. This thing has 8 different seat configurations. And we can move them around any old way you like, but basically these rear seats fold flat. And then you can also have a fold flat front seat. Do you see that there? So from here to the front seat, it's 8 feet. So do you haul anything when you go to Menards or?
I probably wouldn't, because I've got a Silverado now, so
Okay.
I in addition to the other cars. This
Sure.
is just basically for my life.
Okay.
You know, I rarely, I might be in it.
Yeah,
it's
but once in a
mostly-
great
it's mostly
while,
for the-
something's a little bigger and longer. And then you've got kids in car seats,
Right.
and you also have those side impact airbags. Under here, you've got a spare tire. A lot of the smaller stuff, some of these smaller cars like the Juke, the sole, they may not have a spare tire, they might only have an inflator kit. Same thing with the Mitsubishi. Another thing with our motor is it's an Ecotec engine, and it's chain driven, so it's not a belt drive motor. And some of our foreign car competitors still have a fan belt, a drive belt, which requires 60,000 mile service. That gets expensive. This one happens to also have a power seat. Why don't you have the seat behind the steering wheel? And what we're going to do then is when we take the test drive, I'll bring another one up like it so we can take the drive. You have tilt and telescopic steering. I'm going to grab that lever. Go ahead and pull that steering wheel towards you. See that? That's something that we used to have only in Cadillac. Now GM has it in all of our cars. And again, those knee airbags keep you safe in an accident, a front end collision, and you don't move forward. This is also the tightest wrapped airbag system that we have now, and that's been out for about 3 years. So this deploys based on your body size, the weight of the seat, where the seat is positioned, and where the steering wheel is. This will open at different rates of speed based on the type of impact or crash that you might have. We don't like to talk about crashes, but it does happen. Now I'm hoping I have a key here in the ignition to turn forward. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd have you put that in there and turn that key a couple clicks forward. I'm going to jump in on the passenger side.
All right, then I'll give it to the guys to put on.
Is your wife into technology at all?
Well, she's an IT professional, so yeah.
Oh, so she definitely is.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, because this car has a lot of neat things. First of all, the radio, if you won't mind closing that door. You'll notice the dash in the back is a beautiful blue light. That's new for this vehicle, for this model. It's also new for 2015. There's a couple of other things going on in here. Bluetooth pairing. Of course, you'd have Bluetooth pairing no matter what you look at now.
You're cool here. You're coming back from the test drive.
I wanted to show them tech yet.
Trust me.
No, I'm not there yet. I got to show them tech. See, you can Wi-Fi, so your children can be going down the highway. And for instance, this happens to be my grandson's favorite channel. It's the PBS channel. So now if I'm rolling down I-94, this will actually 4G LTE direct. We've got customers whose children are doing their homework in their car, and it's done before they get home.
That's pretty
Because they can do this kind of stuff. If that gives you any kind of indication. of
Well, that'll come in
technology.
handy later on.
Being a tech professional, no doubt she's going to like that. So you see some value in that. Some other stuff. If you're so inclined, you can actually go to the home button. We can go to audio,
It's like when I watch it back in the
menu, and we can go to Bluetooth, and it'll stream the video. It'll actually stream the music right to and through the radio. Any questions about that at
No,
all?
not at all. No, it's something I had to play with, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and shut that off. So now we're on the test drive, right, Pat? So earlier today you said that you wanted to get a chance to see the tracks, and I think we started off by showing you the right car and doing it in a timely, professional manner that meets your budget. You might be surprised to know that this vehicle has a fantastic lease program, extremely aggressive lease program, and it's $179 per month with $2,000 down. Now
For this one?
No, this one will be a little bit more than that.
Okay.
But what's really interesting is the radio is the same in all of them. The leather is an option, the sunroof's an option, so we can kind of tailor make that payment based on what you're trying to do. And I don't know what your budget was. We kind of spoke about it earlier. But she also wanted to take a look at this.
Well, right now, basically, all I want to do is just do a little looking, just to get an idea about what this is, and you know that information about leasing might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, that'd be-
with the
yeah.
few miles that she puts on. So
Sure. And the only reason I bring that up is she doesn't drive that much. So
Right.
that's a great reason for you to take a look at the lease. It can be a lease to own too. So if your ultimate goal is to like it after 36 or 39 months, you have the option to purchase it at the lease end. So
Okay.
a very consumer friendly lease program right now through GM.
Good.
And we can tailor make that payment based on what you wanted to spend per month. If it would be all right with you, and it's only up to you if you'd be interested, I understand that she's not here. You still had some other vehicles to look
Right.
at. You had mentioned you were looking at some other makes and models. Some of the Boucher advantages is we have 16 stores with 27 nameplates.
And what's going to happen is we're going to probably have what you're looking for in all those other makes and models. And I can send you Volkswagen, Kia, Hyundai, Nissan. If you're looking at the Juke, if you're looking at the Mitsubishi, we can help you with all those decisions. And you can then kind of compare lease payments, demographic, specs like dimensions and such. This happens to be the highest vehicle in its class, 65.4 inches, 48 cubic feet of trunk space, 8 different seat configurations. So there's so much going on with these vehicles now, and especially with this new car. GM wants to get a lot of them out on the road. So we're going to be here for you. 2-year, 24,000-mile bumper-to-bumper, 2-year, 24 maintenance, 36 bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain plan comes with the car. So there's a lot going on there. And I understand she wanted to be involved in it. If it's possible, maybe management would allow you to take the car, put a dealer plate on it, let you take it and show it to her. It doesn't have to be this particular car, but maybe she gets a chance to see it up close, and maybe you're all done running around looking at other makes and models.
I would like to take it, and if there's a possibility of doing that, I wouldn't be able to do it this very second, but yeah, I would like to do it sometime, maybe tomorrow or maybe over the weekend or something like that.
And that's fair. I'll just ask management to say thank you for coming in.
That's fine.
And maybe if you want, you can contact her and see if she'd like to see it up close.
Okay.
Maybe get a timeline. Let's figure that out. And then certainly I'd love to show it to you, both of you.
That'd be great.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that'd be great.